I think we're good.
Might be the same people. That's crazy. What?
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Oh, you can...
Stay right there.
Hi, Deborah. There are people
Okay.
here.
So, how many of you guys like to take pictures? Wow. Okay. Now, how many of you would consider yourself photographers? Okay. Now I want you to remember the last great photo you've seen. I'm sure some of you are thinking about, a nice landscape with like a, beautiful sunset or something like that. I'm sure there's someone thinking about maybe a beautiful portrait, great composition. And since photography has become so mainstream and so easily accessible, since everyone has a phone, and you can see Instagram, everything, it doesn't surprise me that you guys are interested in photography. Personally, photography is a strong passion of mine. I like to talk to others about my passions, so here we are. That, and I have to do this for communications. Today, I'll be talking to you about some of the hardware aspects of DSLRs, some of the lingo associated with photography, and how photography can change your worldview. I've been shooting for around 2 years now, and throughout this time, I've traveled the whole West Coast and 2 islands of Hawaii, neither of which were for shooting, neither of which were for photography. But while I was there, I definitely utilized my time. I loved going out on adventures with my camera and just shooting up the whole time. Oh my gosh, that was just the best. And I've also read a lot of books on photography, a lot on color theory, hardware of the camera, composition, post-processing, and the list goes on. By taking a simple microscopic view of a DSLR, you can see that there's 2 parts. There's the lens and the body. While these 2 components are critical for taking an image, they are not the most important part. Let's take a deeper look into the body of the camera. Now if you flip back the mirror, you'll see that this is there's the shutters, but the sensor is right there. That's the sensor. See that? Yep. Okay. Now the sensor is actually made of these things called photosites. And photosites are divots or ridges inside the sensor that capture light. And when that light is captured, it's then processed through the processor and then sent to the user interface or the screen in the back. Now the body of the camera has a lot of different controls, but for the sake of time, I'm only going to go over the 3 main controls. There is the focus ring, which is just meant for, capturing focus, what's in and out of focus, and that's often used a lot for depth. And then the f-stop, which is the amount of light that is let in through the iris diaphragm, and that also correlates with exposure time, which is just how long the iris diaphragm is left open. Then you have the ISO setting, which is just how sensitive the sensor is to exposed light. Well, now that you know most of what a DSLR, has to offer, you can probably go out and play with it, take some shots and all that. So we've covered the main components. We've covered what a lens is, the body, the main controls, what sensor is. We also went over the main settings, the f-stop, setting focus, and ISO. I believe photography is an outlet for exploration, adventure, and storytelling. This passion has taken me places that without it, I probably never have went. Seeing the diverse people, geography, and world experiences that I have through my lens is truly what I believe photography or storytelling is really about. Thank you. I did it, Mom. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.